Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sheboygan A's Baseball. My name is Mike Martin, and I'll be your live stream announcer with assistance from Emily Cather. Today, the A's play the West Dallas Nationals in a Wisconsin State League and a Northeastern Wisconsin League game. West Dallas comes in with a 12-8 record. Sheboygan is 19-10 overall, 9-6 in the new, and 12-4 in second place in the Wisconsin State League. The starting pitchers for this game are Tyler Piccoli, number 23 for Sheboygan, and Zach Miller, number 33 for West Dallas. The starting lineup for West Dallas is Tyler Mitchell at second base. He's number 19, leads it off. Noah Meidel is in center field. He's number 29, batting second. Batting third, number 6, is the left fielder, Nathan Ade. Batting fourth, 00 at first base, Griffin Dershing. Batting fifth, number 34, the third baseman, Aaron Gecks. Batting sixth, number 8, the DH, Kyle Kolkoff. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 35, Charlie Bourbon. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 11, Logan Rezish. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 2, Christian Mckelvey. Again, the starting pitcher for the Nationals is Zach Miller. Defensively for Sheboygan, they have Ryan catching, Piccoli pitching. At first base is Harry Stelt. At second is Ross Christ. At third, Jacob Neese. At short, Nathan Ebersole. Left to right in the outfield, Warner in left, Walker in center, and Moses in right. Our umpires tonight are Keith Bondi behind home plate and Al Hockmuth on the bases. Weather report at game time, 73 degrees, skies are clear, and the wind is very calm. First pitch comes in for a ball. Pitch is popped up on the infield. Neese making the call and the catch for out number 1. Jonah Meidel is next. Meidel comes in with a 276 batting average. Piccoli, making his 6th appearance of the year, his 4th start, has a record of 2-1, but a very high ERA, 7.71. Hoping to bring that down. The bugaboo for Tyler has been walks. He has walked 13 batters in 14 innings, so he needs to clean that up a little bit. Ball is popped up on the infield again. Chris making the catch. So a couple of quick outs. That's going to bring up Nathan Ade, the left fielder. Ade steps in. He's hitting 240 on the year, but he does have 3 doubles. The last time these two clubs met was last week. Sheboygan came away with an easy victory, 13-2. At West, I believe that game was not at West Dallas. It was against West Dallas, but it was in southern Wisconsin. Burlington. Thanks, Bill. We're a team up here, and we are practicing social distancing. That's strike 2. Piccoli does have 20 strikeouts in those 14 innings, so he's been effective in that regard. Sheboygan's been hot. Tapper back to the mound. Little bobble by Jolie, and that allowed the runner to reach. He won. That's going to bring up Griffin Dershing, and boy, you don't like to have guys on base when he comes up. Dershing leads the Nationals with 4 home runs. He does have a couple of doubles also. Also leads the club in RBIs with 13. We saw him hit a long home run here a couple of weeks ago. He's got power to spare. First pitch is in for a strike. A little later in the game, we've got a couple of things coming up for you fans. Scott Stengel is going to come up, the A's president. He's going to talk a little bit about the ball club and what's been going on this season, and hopefully what will be going on in the future. Also, we have our A's trivia. Sure you'll enjoy that. Stop by Ryan. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Infield is deep all the way around except for Stelt. He's holding the runner at first. Outfield is pretty deep also and straight away. Pacholi being very careful with Dershing. Sheboygan will be back home again tomorrow night when they host the Appleton Legends. One thing that's a little different about Keith Bondi, our home plate umpire, over all the years that I've umpired with Keith, he never uses an umpire indicator. He keeps track of it in his head. Ball 4. I tried umping once without an indicator. It just didn't work out very good. Pulled it out of my pocket. Next up, Aaron Gecks is up next. First pitch is fouled off. There's 2 outs, 2 quick outs, a couple of pop-ups on the infield. And then Aid reached on an error. And now Dershing walked. Just a bit inside. Evens the count at 1-1. Ball is hit high on the infield. Christ makes the catch. And that ends the top half of the first. When we come back, we'll have the A's starting lineup and where the Nationals are defensively. Let's go through Sheboygan's lineup. Leading off, number 31, the second baseman, Ross Christ. He leads the ball club in a lot of categories. Hits we've mentioned over and over again. Also now leads the club in RBIs. Batting second and playing left field will be Mark Warner. He's number 16. Batting third, number 7, the right fielder, Josh Moses. Moses, over the last couple of weeks, has taken over the team leadership in home runs. He has 6. Batting fourth, longtime A, playing first base tonight, number 19, Harry Stelt. Batting fifth, number 17, over at third, Jacob Neese. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 32, Jimmy Jurgensen. Batting seventh and playing center field, number 22, T.D. Walker. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 2, Nathan Ebersole. And batting ninth, number 27, the catcher, Shane Ryan. Tyler Pacholi is the starting pitcher, as you know. Defensively, for the Nationals, they have Rezic catching, Miller pitching, Dershing's at first, Mitchell's at second, Gecks is at third, and Mckelvey is at short. Around the outfield, they have Aiden left, Meidel in center, and Bourbon in right. Nationals are managed by Steve Elliott, Sheboygan, of course, by Tim Moyer. That brings up Ross Christ. One of the other areas in which Ross leads the ball club is in stolen bases with 8, and closely behind him is Mark Warner. So those two got a little competition going. Miller's first pitch is a ball. Miller comes in with a 2-1 record. He's pitched 10 1/3 innings, given up 10 hits, 10 walks. That's very high. Does have 8 strikeouts. ERA is also up there too, 5.24. Crisp with a healthy swing, but comes up empty. In the first 2 go-arounds with West Dallas, Sheboygan lost 4-3 and 8-3. They're looking to even their season record tonight. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Mark Warner is on deck. Swinging a foul tick right into the mitt of the catcher. Miller always pitching out of the stretch. Pitch is just a little bit inside. Good eye shown by Ross Christ to draw the walk. And that brings up Mark Warner. Crisp came in. I didn't mention this. All the leadership that he has. One that he leads is in batting average at 457, and that brings up Mark Warner, who's also hitting very good, hitting 324. As he steps in. His first pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Chris not getting a real big lead down there at first. Breaking pitches in for a strike. That was a beauty. Even Emily was impressed by that curveball. Yeah, enthusiasm radiates throughout the press box. Ball is hit out towards right field. Racing over, making a diving attempt, but couldn't come up with it, was Charlie Bourbon. Good effort by Charlie, and he's down. Oh, he pops back up. He'll be fine. Good effort. Roschrist on at first. Warner batting. He's got a no ball, 2-strike count on him. He's going to have to protect. Zach Miller steps back. Interesting to see how Tim Moyer plays this. They're going to have Christ running. He's going. Gets a great jump. Throw is off the money. Stolen base for Ross. Ninth stolen base of the year. Pitch was a ball to Warner, makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball is popped into short center field, but coming in and making the catch was Meidel. And that brings up Josh Moses. We mentioned Moses is leading the ball club in home runs with 5. He also has 3 doubles and a triple. Steps in hitting .303 on the season. Takes that first pitch for a ball. Pitch is a little bit low. Ross Christ on at second base. He reached on a walk and stole second. Miller's breaking ball is in for a strike. Oh, Warner swinging at a pitch out low and outside. Evens the count now at 2-2. Emily and I were talking before the game about possibly doing another restaurant review. Emily's up to it. I'll give you the name of that place after this pitch. Ball is fouled straight back. On Michigan Avenue, 1210 Michigan Avenue actually, is Jovada's place, and they feature Southern style food. My wife and I went there tonight, take home, and it was excellent. Going to have Emily go, and hopefully she'll have a good experience too and give us a little review of what she had. I'm not saying any more about the place, Emily. It's your... There's a drive to deep left. And that's gone. A home run. 2-run homer for Josh Moses. You want to do a bat flip or stand and watch, that would have been it, because that was gone off the bat. But Moses playing it straight, ran right out of the box and played it like a true baseball player, in my opinion. That brings up Harry Stelt. Harry was struggling early in the year, but he's come on. He's got his batting average up over 300. It's a ground ball to third. Throw across is in time to get Harry. Not very often you see Harry swing at the first pitch. That brings up Jacob Neese. Jacob hitting an even 250 as he steps in. Does have a couple of doubles and a home run. That pitch makes it no balls and 2 strikes. Sheboygan getting 2 runs here in the first on a long 2-run homer by Josh Moses. There's a looping liner over to second base. Mitchell steps over and makes the grab, and that's the end of the first inning with Sheboygan on top, 2-0.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. Carrier, turn to the experts.
For your heating and cooling needs, call Advanced Comfort Systems, Sheboygan's only Carrier factory authorized dealer.
Leading off for the Nationals in the second inning is their designated hitter, Kyle Kolkoff. First pitch is a little bit high. In 25 at-bats, Kolkoff has 5 hits. One of those is a double. Hitting .200 on the season. That is the Mendoza line. Two balls and no strikes. Fastball's in for a strike. Beautiful night for a ball game. I know pretty convenient to be able to watch our live stream. CJ was telling me before the ball game there's actually 5 different outlets for this game tonight. But anyway, in regards to the weather, get out and go to the ballpark, man. It's beautiful out here. That strike call makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Can't ask for a better night for a ball game. Strike 3. Kolkoff didn't like it, but Keith Bondi, the umpire, did, and he called it a strike. That brings up the right fielder, Charlie Bourbon.
Right fielder, number 35, Charlie Bourbon.
When I was doing my prepping for the game prior to us starting, Charlie's not on the stat list, so we can't give you too much on him. Other than he made a nice play, attempted play out in right field. And he drops one into right field for a base hit. on the opening.
Logan Wesson.
Logan Rezic, the catcher, is up next. Logan hitting .313 on the season. Interesting that he's hitting down in the order in the ace spot. Excellent. Jolie makes a move over to first, but Bourbon wasn't very far off the bag. Ball was fouled back. In the booth tonight, we've got Bill Wagner doing the field announcing, CJ Skelton doing audio enhancements and announcements. I'm doing the live stream. Mike Martin, Emily Kay, they're assisting. And I think we got a couple of, Emily Bringer doing the scorebook. One less job for CJ to do. What are your jobs up here besides the two things I do? What are your jobs up here besides the two that I mentioned? Yeah. Deep drive to left. On the run. Couldn't make the catch was the left fielder, Warner. And West Allis is going to have runners on second and third. Rezic really pounded that ball in a great attempt by Warner, but he just wasn't able to make the grab.
Shortstop, number 2, Christian Mckelvey.
I know at the beginning of the game you set up the live stream connection, right? Video board, that's it. When we do the announcing of the A's players, CJ is flashing their picture up on the scoreboard. Yeah, when you're not here, Emily. You do a good job with it, too. CJ wants you back. McKelvey's a former A. He's up there hitting right now. See if he's on last year's stat sheet. Swinging a foul back. Yeah, he doesn't look to be on last year's statistics. He's got an opportunity to tie up the ball game. West Allis with runners on second and third and only one out. Choli with a 2-1 count on the batter. Ball is popped back out of play. The lights are on across the street at the softball complex, but I don't see anybody out on the fields yet. Mckelvey hanging in there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. .284 back in 2018 is his batting average. Not too bad. Played a bunch of games too. 48, you said? 30. That's pretty many. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's a big out. That brings us to the top of the order. Tyrese Mitchell. Mitchell popped out his first time up.
Second baseman, number 19, Tyrese Mitchell.
Starting the night, prior to that first at bat, Mitchell was hitting 235. A little below that now. Swinging at the first pitch, fouls it out of play. Good to get that second out. Now let's see if we can get the third one and keep the Nationals from scoring. Mitchell's a good guy to keep off the bases because he's a very fast runner and likes to be very aggressive with his running and base stealing. Breaking pitch is in for a strike. That makes it no balls and 2 strikes. Bouncing ball up the middle. Ebersole has it. Throws across for out number 3. And Piccioli pitches out of a jam after 1.5 innings of play. West Allis 0, Sheboygan 2.
I'm not usually...
I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage.
You know what? I'm going for it. You are completely and utterly...
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up.
in my life.
I could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my...
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
Every single time I...
Get down, get down! There you are.
You always have...
My back, my back. I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things...
Yes, things.
...are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And...
Please be quiet.
Listen. You hear that?
That's a little something I like to call...
Friendship.
Leading off the bottom of the second for Sheboygan is the DH, Jimmy Jurgensen. We talked about Jimmy on and off. He led the ball club last year in home runs with 4. Looking to get his first long ball this season. Steps in hitting 276. Bouncing ball over the pitcher's head. Mitchell in. Quick throw is in time for the out. Play by Mitchell. That brings up T.D. Walker.
Center fielder, number 22, T.D. Walker.
Miller's first pitch is up and in for ball 1. Walker hitting 269. He does have a homer, 3 doubles. Showing good extra base power. Walker a fine center fielder too with a great arm. Pitch is snubbed down the first base side. Miller has it. Good quickness by Zach Miller to make that play. And Walker can't wait to get the bat again and say, I can hit it further than that. That brings up the shortstop, Nathan Ebersole. Ebersole in his 25th game this year, hitting a healthy 321. The lights here at Wildwood are starting to take effect as the sun goes down. It gets a little darker. Line drive up the middle, a base hit. That brings up Shane Ryan. Ebersole is a base stealing threat. Shane Ryan's hitting has come on over the last couple of weeks too. He was struggling below 200. He's now up to 250. Takes that first pitch for a strike from Miller. Be interesting to see if Ebersole goes at this at bat. Sometimes the manager will like to keep that runner on and not risk getting thrown out. That way you don't have to start the next inning with the ninth batter. But the way Ryan's been hitting recently, he's certainly not hitting like a ninth place hitter. Pitch is up and in. Makes the count 1-1. Remember, a little later in our ball game, we'll have Scott Stengel, A's president, talk to us for a while, and we've got A's trivia coming up too. One ball and two strikes. Miller comes set and delivers. Strike three. And that ends the half inning for Sheboygan, but after two complete, Sheboygan still on top, 2-0.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Jonah Meidel is going to lead off the third inning for West Dallas. Meidel popped up to Ross Christ, the second baseman, in the first inning. Fakes a bunt, takes strike one. Not too many home games left for Sheboygan. Got that game tomorrow against the Appleton Legends. And then on August 15th, that's a Saturday, they host Burlington in a doubleheader. And then in the new tournament, there's strike three. Meidel goes down on strikes. Then in the NEW tournament on the 17th, that's a Monday. And the 18th, that's a Tuesday. And then the 21st, that's a Friday. Sheboygan will be home for those NEW tournament games. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home dates remaining on the season. Pitch is low and in for Nathan Ade. Ade is the left fielder tonight. Ade reached on an error on Pacholi. One out. We're in the top of the third. That pitch evens the count at 1-1. Griffin Dershing, big slugger for the Nationals, is on deck. Don't let anybody get on in front of him. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball is hit out towards right. It's going to be a foul ball, but coming over and making a nice running catch. Moses dropped the ball. Ouch. Had it in his glove. It popped out. See what I mean about following the ball? Oh, I was going to talk about that because I talked to some people after the game. We are talking about the Menasha game where Hinsky reached on a hit, and then the next batter we thought flew out to right. But what happened was all of a sudden he's on first base, and we're like, how did that happen? And what happened was there was catcher interference. So the ball was dead. The catch out in right field did not count. The runner goes to first. And then at that point, with nobody out, runners on first and second, the next batter hit into a double play, and Hinsky moved to third, and then we got the third out and wound up winning the ball game. But the reason it got us confused is we never saw the umpire, and he did. I looked at the replay. He ran out from behind home plate right away, signaling that there was catcher interference, and we just didn't pick it up here in the booth. And a swing and a miss by Ade. Another strikeout for Pacholi. It's his 5th. Check that, his 4th. Dershing up next. He drew a walk. Pacholi was very careful with him, with the runner on first, and in essence pitched around him, which was a good maneuver. Dershing steps in. He's hitting .302. Like I mentioned, he has 4 home runs, 2 doubles. Pitch is in the dirt. Dershing has an on-base percentage of .442 and a slugging percentage of .628. Those are both outstanding numbers. Leads to an OPS of over 1,000. Got under that one. Opted foul. Chole trying to work his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Swing and a miss. And Tyler Pacholi struck out the side at the end of 2.5. Sheboygan still on top, 2-0. 5. We're here to help. Rudy Mahler and Rick Bumgarner in the house. And there's Sean walking by. Leading off the bottom of the third is Mark Warner. Warner hits a line drive up the middle for a base hit. Ross Christ. I see what I did.
Left fielder, number 16, Mark Warner.
Christ with the base hit. As to his total, he's been on base both times. That brings up Mark Warner. Warner flew out to center his first time up. Miller's pitch is up high for a ball. Thanks, guys. Yeah, right. Given the amount of help I need, I got to be very helpful to you guys so you reciprocate. And Emily's like, reciprocate? What does that mean? Look it up on your dictionary on your computer instead of shopping on the internet again. Oh, bouncing ball up the middle gets by the pitcher. And the throw across is just in time to nip Warner. Chris advances to second.
Right fielder, number 7, Josh Moses.
That brings up Josh Moses. Moses hit a long 2-run homer to left. It was a no-doubter. Reciprocate means if I do something nice for you, Emily, you're going to do something nice for me. Instead of being mean. Well, you asked. Oh. I know you're smart. See, I got to stop giving you a hard time or you're going to start reciprocating. Of all the interns I've had the pleasure of working with, Emily, you're the best. Why did you have to bring that up that you were the first? Steve Elliott making a visit to the mound. It looks like Zach Miller has an issue, but they're going to leave him in the ball game. Might have been that ground ball up the middle. Emily and I go way back. Yeah. It's not too bad, is it? Okay, great. Makes you feel young. What do you think it does for me? Oh, and that is going to do it. Elliott comes back out, and Zach Miller is going to exit the ball game. Well, we hope he's okay. Certainly don't like to see that.
During this pitching change, we're going to send it down to our house band, Too Cool, for a little entertainment.
Montgomery. Now pitching for the Nationals is going to be Max Montgomery. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll give you some information on him. Josiah Roundtree on the mound now for the Nationals. He's pitched 13 in the third innings. He's got a very low ERA of 0.68. That's outstanding. He's only allowed 6 hits in those 13 and a third innings. On July 16th, when the Nationals were here, Roundtree finished up the ball game for the Nationals, going the last 3 innings. Only allowed 1 hit, no runs. Walked 2, struck out 3. Drive out to right center field. And the outfielders come together. Nobody made the catch. And pulling into second base with a 2-bagger is Josh Moses. There's going to be a talk about whether the catch was made out there. We'll see what happens here. Emily, could you tell if they made the catch? They came, the outfielders met, and it looked like there might be a collision, and as they pulled up, they're claiming one of them caught it. The umpire signaled no out, so we'll have to see what they decide. Manager Elliott for West Dallas is out, waiting to see what happens. Yeah. There's going to be an out called. So take that double away from Moses. It's an outfield catch. See what they do with Chris. Right now he's on third base. And they're going to say that Chris advanced on the catch. So the way it stands right now is Sheboygan has a runner on third with 2 outs. Harry Stelt is up. Harry grounded to third. Last time up, takes that first pitch from Roundtree for a strike. Josiah, like I mentioned, has allowed only 6 hits, has 21 strikeouts in those 13 and a third innings. Harry pops it up into left field. Coming on and making the catch was Aid, and that ends the third inning for Sheboygan. Still 2-0 Sheboygan. Final pitching line for Zach Miller. He went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 1, struck out 1, and allowed that Moses home run. Leading off the inning, Aaron Gecks. Pacholi still on the hill for the A's. He's got 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. key stat for him, though. He's only walked one. And that was actually not a bad walk, putting Dershing on in the first. Hunt has made a good one, and reaching on an excellent base hit was Aaron Gecks to catch the third baseman. And that brings up the DH, Kyle Kolkoff. Hang in there, fans, because anytime now, Scott Stengel, A's president, will come into the booth, and we'll talk to him about A's baseball. Pitch is outside to Kolkoff. X does have two stolen bases, so he's a threat over there. Got to keep an eye on him. Which is in there for a strike. Skeeters are out early, Emily. I think so. I know. They're after me. Two balls and one strike to the hitter. Sheboygan on top, 2-0. Josh Moses, long two-run homer, gave Sheboygan the lead. Kolkoff was out on a called strike, his first time up. Didn't like the call, but who likes to be called out on strikes? That pitch makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Infield is deep, outfield is straight away. Strike 3 on the inside corner, and they're barking at the umpire. Kolkoff didn't like it, got called out again. That brings up Charlie Bourbon. Bourbon singled in the second and got as far as third base before final out was made in that inning. So we got a man on first, 1 out. Ball is popped straight back out of play. Six strikeouts now for Pacholi. 6 strikeouts now for Pacholi. That pitch got in on Harry Stelt over to first. Hit him in the breadbasket, but he's fine. Choli comes set and delivers, which is high and outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Sheboygan will be right back at Wildwood Park tomorrow night when they host the Appleton Legends. Look forward to bringing you that game. Emily, you going to be here tomorrow? Great. As we've moved through the season, we've made some adaptations and changes to try and make the broadcast a little more fun, a little more meaningful. We had Emily with her food review. Hopefully she'll do another one. We've done the A's trivia. Try not to pick on each other too much. We don't want to have anybody go home crying. So far, we've only had one of those. That was me. I'll tell you what was a little disturbing was that Menasha game when nobody knew what was happening. We could have used Abby that night. That's what I mean. What? It's not that so much, Abby. It's that you don't care. Hey, Piccioli with another strikeout. Number 7. And that brings up Logan Resach. He doubled his last time up. Hit one to deep left.
Catcher number 11, Logan Resnick.
Which is a strike. You know who's escaped the scoring up here over and over again is Emily. Other Emily. Pitches a ball, and Ryan couldn't make the catch, so it's going to be a stolen base. That's number 3 on the year for Aaron Gecks, the third baseman. The count is 1-1 to the batter. Which is low and in. Good stop by Shane Ryan. Keep the runner from advancing to third. On deck for the Nationals is Christian Mckelvey. Talked about him last time, former Sheboygan A. Three balls and one strike. Line drive right at Kristen. He makes the catch, and that's out number 3. At the end of 3.5, Sheboygan on top, 2-0. Leading off the bottom of the fourth is going to be Jacob Neese. We were just talking about the Wisconsin State League and the Sheboygan trailing Lombard, but they have a great opportunity. Originally, it was scheduled as a couple of double headers, but the COVID situation has changed that. Sheboygan will play a double header at Lombard on Saturday, and then a single. They will not play a double header on Sunday. They'll be coming back home. And then on Monday, they play Lombard in a single game, and that's at Burlington. So instead of a 4-game set with Lombard, it'll be a 3-game set. 2 in Lombard on Saturday and 1 in Burlington against Lombard on Monday. And that'll be Monday, August 10th. Roundtree still on the mound for the Nationals. He's got a 2-0 count on Jacob Neese. Last time Sheboygan won the State League was in 2000. Jacob fouls that ball straight back. Ball is hit hard but foul. Right past third base coach Tim Moyer. Make the play. Ball's hit 100 miles an hour at him. Get your hand out there and stop it. Roundtree's fastball is pretty fast, but a little bit low. And Neese able to check his swing. That makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. Neese leading off the bottom of the fourth. Another ball hit hard but foul. I don't think it got out of the ballpark. I think it hit into the bullpen area. But had it gone out, it would have been out on Denny and Donna Moyer Way. Is down the left field side. He's hanging tough, making Roundtree work. Jimmy Jurgensen on deck, waiting to get his turn. Ball is lined. Fair ball down the left field side. Neese running hard out of the box, digging for 2, and he's going to be in at second with a stand-up double. Very nice. Hey, Scott, come on over. Joining us is Scott Stengel. Hey, Scott, a lot has changed this year with the COVID-19. What are some of the changes that the club has had to make?
Well, we've had to make a lot of changes when it came to the groups and the events out here. You know, with the contagious disease the way it is, and I know everybody in the community is struggling with this, we've had to change our menu in the concession stand, going away from all prepared foods. We've had to cancel all our groups and promotions out here, and but we're making the most of it. And we did form a committee, and we are wearing masks here at the ballpark, all of us workers, and we are sanitizing and we're social distancing. We're following all the CDC requirements and the Sheboygan Health Code requirements.
One thing that I think Sheboygan has been the A is has been pretty fortunate. As you know, we hear different teams. Menasha is the latest. The Manitowoc Bandits had problems with the players getting the disease. We've been pretty fortunate in that regard. Haven't had to shut anyone out or down that I know of.
Yeah, really, we've been very, very fortunate. But we take the precautions that are necessary. We check temperatures of all the volunteers and all the players before they come to the game, and we really encourage to limit the amount of sharing of equipment and touching and high fives and spitting and everything that typically goes along with baseball.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, these guys play baseball all their lives, and it's just ingrained in them to do those types of things. So it's some hard habits to change.
Now, with all these changes that have taken place, you've mentioned one, the concession stand had to change. I know the attendance is down a little bit simply because we can't run the special nights. How does that affect the bottom line?
Well, that's been a challenge this year, but we did enter the year with a lot of reserves on our financial statements, so we've been able to tap into those. But we've had great cooperation from our partners in the community. Number one being the city of Sheboygan has been very, very cooperative with our finances and understand our challenges this year. And we have a great banking relationship with Bank First. And I might also add that our sponsors have been really, really good this year. They've done the best they can. They're struggling too. A lot of them are local bars and restaurants, retail shops. They're struggling too, but they have stepped up and they've supported us the best that they can, because we're all in this together and we'll come out of it together. It's a teamwork.
Neese sliding in at home. He's going to be out on the throw. Tough break there. Scott, on a bit of a personal note, I know your term was up and you decided to hang in there, and all of us club members are really happy you did that. From a personal side, how do you feel about your standing as club president? Are you willing to stay on even another term?
Well, we've talked at our board level about making some significant changes to the operation of the organization, and we're in the process of looking at that right now, and I know John Donovan with the club is looking at an overall business plan and looking out for the future. So those changes will dictate what their involvement going into the future, and I think that's something we'll get very serious about in the off season.
So let's talk a little bit about next year, hoping that things return to somewhat more normal situation. What do you see changing, hopefully, next year?
Well, the biggest thing is the deck, the Bud social deck.
Now, that would be the one on the third base? Okay, all right, the one that's presently there, not building another one yet.
No, we just finished that up mid-season last year, and we had some nice groups out there, and we had a great plan in place this off-season with a partnership with the VFW. They were going to be our caterers. They created 3 very attractive menus for groups to take advantage of the deck and have food service, throughout the game, a buffet and beverage. And Pam Greger came on with the club to be our group director, and she was really, really promoting and had a lot of groups booked until COVID hit. And being with food and food prep, we just didn't feel comfortable, following CDC guidelines and the Sheboygan Health Department, that we had to cancel those events. But that's the biggest one for 2021. Looks like it's the end of the inning here.
Is that the end of you?
No, I can stick around if you want me to stick around.
I don't want to say no, but I don't have any more questions for you.
Okay. Well,
thanks a lot, Scott.
I must say we've got some great interns this year, and I heard Emily up here, and we've got Amy running around, and we've got Bryce, and we've got Logan. We got great interns, so we want to thank them for a great year. So,
hey, I couldn't do it without them. Thanks a lot, Scott. See you later. Leading off the fifth inning for West Dallas is Christian Mckelvey. We're going to get Scott back up here. There was one thing I forgot to ask him about, and when we talked about him coming up before the game, he said he'd like to come up. So what do you want to talk about? The first thing he mentioned was the thing I forgot to ask him about. So you guys out there in internet land are just going to have to wait and see what that was. Huh? Stay sharp. And also, remember, we've got the A's trivia coming up. Hey, Emily, what do you think? Should we do it right now? Okay. Trivia question for tonight's ball game. Who is? Oh, this is going to be so easy. See if you guys can get it. Who is the Sheboygan A's club president, vice president, and general manager? It's a three-part answer. Wow, one of the Emily got it right away. Bill is still, wheels are still turning down on the other end of the counter. Mike Casper. The Veep is next to me. That'd be CJ. President is back in the booth. Scott. And the GM is waiting for the results of the 50-50. That'd be Danny Moyer. Scott, the one thing you told me to ask you before the game, and I forgot to ask you when you're up here the first time, is talk about the snipe and what that is.
Well, first, before I forget, the attendance is 132 tonight.
132. You're taking Abby's job away from her. Did she give you that? No. Hey, thanks for letting us know. The fans love to hear that stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's one of the better crowds we've had. One of the better crowds we've had this year.
Okay, let's talk about the snipe.
Well, the snipe is on August 16th. It's our annual golf fundraiser. And for those of you who don't know who Snipe Van Vagel was, he was a long-time Phi Ed teacher here in Sheboygan. And a longtime member of the Sheboygan Athletic Club. He did just about everything for the club. And Snipe passed away 10 years ago, I was told. And we named, in his honor, we named the golf outing, the Snipe, after him. And it's a four-man scramble event at Town and Country, 10 o'clock Sunday morning, shotgun start. And we'll have games on the course and prizes, and it's a fundraiser for the organization. The cost is $300 per foursome, $80 per individual, and there's room left. So if anybody out there wants to come and have a good time, we've got about 25 groups right now, but we can go as high as 36.
All right. You took away my next question. How many groups have signed up and how much you got room for? So that pretty much takes care of that. Yeah. Anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap it up here?
Well, I omitted one of our great interns, and that's Sydney, who is basically taking over our team store. And if you haven't been to the ballpark, please get out here and check out the team store. It's a tremendous retail shop that features everything Sheboygan A's, and it's well lit, well merchandised, and we take credit cards, and we just love to see people come out and shop.
Game worn equipment too, right? I mean, you can buy jerseys that have been worn by other players.
Exactly, and quite a few years ago too. So if you have an old A's that you're, as a kid growing up, maybe you remember Gene Mann or Randy Wilkie or some of the guys, remember their numbers, you can buy their jersey. It's right there in the team store.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. I appreciate it. Thanks for chasing back up here too. All right. I don't care. You're the best.
I think that's a loss.
Oh, yeah, but let's do it in the fifth inning.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks a lot.
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, so Mckelvey walked, and then Mitchell singled, and that was a little grounder down the first base side.
And then
Meidel. Oh, that was it.
yeah, grounded up
To where? Okay. 1-3. And that brings up Nathan Aid. All right, Nathan Aid is up. I want to thank Scott for coming back up and talking about the snipe. You know, he's mentioned about a long-time gym teacher, and Emily was my former student. Snipe Van Vagel, I was one of his students back in the day. Yeah, same with Bill. Yeah. I heard the story once about how he got that. It was something when he was a kid and older kids were kind of picking on him a little bit, I think. But since I don't remember it for sure, we'll just hold back. And although one thing I did hear is he was a long-time official. You knew that, right, Bill? He had lost vision in one eye and did most of his refereeing and umpiring career without two eyes. He didn't get yelled at too much. Ball's popped up out of play behind the West Allis dugout. He wasn't a mean guy like that. Yeah. That makes a difference. All right, we got runners on second and third. And there is one out. Nathan Ade is up. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Scholey's pitch is in the dirt. It gets past Ryan. And West Allis is on the board. Emily, you did good filling in on the scorecard for that little bit while Scott came up. That was awesome. No, I thought they advanced on the ground out to the pitcher. We don't give the other team stolen bases. Yeah. All right, 2-1 Sheboygan now, but they still have a runner on third with only 1 out. Mitchell with great speed on at third. Got to keep an eye on him. Even on a throwback to the pitcher, he's liable to try and steal home. I mentioned early on he's a very aggressive base runner. Ball's popped up, foul territory and out of play. Got Nice at third, Ebersole at short. Chris Don is playing second, and Harry Stelt is at first. Warner, Walker, and Moses in the outfield. Shane Ryan catching. Tyler Pacholi pitching. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the hitter. Ball is in the dirt again, gets by, and another run is going to score. Oh. 2 wild pitches in the inning have cost Sheboygan a couple of runs. And Ade draws the walk. Tim Moyer's coming out to talk to his pitcher. There is some action in the Sheboygan bullpen area. Manager Tim Moyer is going to stick with his starter. Tyler threw 4 innings, had only walked 1 West Allis batter, and that was Griffin Dershing back in the first. But here in the 5th, he's walked 2 national hitters and threw a couple wild pitches that resulted in 2 runs. First pitch swinging and popping it up into right field. Moses can't locate it, and it drops in for a base hit. And a throw gets away. Runners for West Allis are going to move up to second and third. So give Dershing a single to right. And then the right fielder, Moses, commits a throwing error that allows the runners to move to second and third. Oh, man.
Third baseman, number 34,
Aaron Gecks is going to be up next. It looked like a relatively routine fly ball. Moses had a long run for it, but I don't know if he lost sight of it. Pitch is up and in and hits Gecks. He's going to go to first. And that'll load the bases. And that's going to bring up Kyle Kalkoff, who's a strikeout victim his first two trips. And he had a lot to say on that second called strikeout. We're all tied up at 2. Bases loaded for West Dallas. A few days ago, the Nationals and the A's played in Burlington, and it was all Sheboygan that day, 13-2. Not the case here tonight. Ball is popped up. Ebersole drops back. It's going to be an infield fly rule, automatic out. And that helps. 2 outs now for Charlie Bourbon. Bourbon singled and struck out his 2 trips. When Sheboygan bats in their half of the 5th, it'll be Shane Ryan leading it off. First pitch is swing. Umpire Bondi couldn't quite tell if he swung or not. Ryan asked him to check with his partner, and Al Hockman with the base umpire says yes, he did swing. No argument from the batter, Bourbon. And a swing and a foul straight back. Makes the count no balls and 2 strikes. Picholi trying to work out of a bases loaded jam and 2 runs in already for the Nationals. They've tied it up. Pitch is way inside. Wow. Good play by Ryan. Keep it from going back to the screen. He's shaking his head like, holy cow. He's making me work tonight. Hey, Shane, that's what you signed up for. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Line drive out to left. That's going to drop and go to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. They're sending Kalkoff around. Throw home is in time. Did Ryan hang on to the ball? He did, and he's down. And that's going to be out number 3, but they're calling out the trainer. Shane Ryan got hit as he was trying to make the tag, was in a very susceptible position. And the base runner, Gecks, came right over and wanted to check on Ryan. Hopefully he's going to be okay. That's not good. Emily, let's take a short break. Come back.
I'm not usually... I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage. You know what? I'm going for it.
You are completely and utterly...
Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up.
In my life.
I could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my
Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. You better not.
every single time I...
Get down, get down!
There you are. You always have...
My back, my back. I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things...
Yes, things.
...are serious and kind of important.
You gotta hold it like a baby bird.
And
please be quiet.
listen. You hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
Friendship.
Pinch hitting for Sheboygan to lead off the fifth will be Tyler Brandenburg. Also, there's been a pitching change for the Nationals. Now pitching is Jim Jurgensen. Roundtree, Josiah pitched 1 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks. Did have 2 strikeouts. So Ryan is not going to bat. He was hurt, was able to walk off the field. They got him up, and he was able to walk off. And a good sportsmanship shown by Gecks to make sure to let Shane know he didn't mean any harm. Just part of the ball game. Brandenburg is out on a ground ball to the pitcher.
Second baseman number 31, Ross Chris.
Jarecki has pitched 1 inning for West Dallas and given up 5 runs, all of them earned. He looks a little better than that so far, but hopefully the A's can get something going with him. In his 1 inning, he gave up 3 hits, 4 walks. That was part of the problem. He did have 3 strikeouts, so he struck out the side. But Brandenburg led off the inning and grounded out, so there's 1 out. Christ is up. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. Be interesting to see what Tim Moyer does defensively when his team comes back out for the 6th inning. That put out at the plate to end the 5th inning for West Dallas went from the left fielder, Warner, to Nice, to Ryan to get the runner, Gecks, at the plate. It's a very nice play. off the double by Charlie Bourbon. That swing and a miss evens the count now at 2-2. West Allis on top 4-2. Pitch on the inside corner for strike 3. 2 quick outs for Sheboygan here in the 5th. Brings up Mark Warner.
Left fielder, number 16, Mark Warner.
First pitch swinging. Warner fouls it off. Jarecki comes set and delivers. Big fastball threw right by Warner. No balls and 2 strikes. Looping fly ball, Mitchell back, and makes a nice running catch going away from the infield. And that ends the A's half of the 5th inning. After 5 complete, West Allis leads it 4-2. Defensive changes for Sheboygan. Jake Follish has come in for Brandenburg in the 9th spot. He'll play second. Ross Christ, who was the second baseman, has moved over to catching. Leading off the 6th inning, It's a long one tonight. We've already got an hour and 45 minutes in. But leading off the sixth will be Logan Rezich, the catcher. Logan is 1 for 2 with a double. In the fifth inning, West Allis sent 8 men to the plate. The only one not to hit was Rezich. So Shane Ryan started at catcher, had to go out because of an injury. Brandenburg pinch hit for him. Did a little tapper back to the mound, and now in for Brandenburg is Follish, who's at second. All the rest of the defense has remained the same. West Allis is on their third pitcher. Check swing, foul. Sheboygan is on a 6-game win streak. They're trying to extend it. Right now they're trailing by 2. But we're only in the 6th inning, so there is time. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. That's the 8th strikeout for Pacholi. Brings up Christian Mckelvey. Forty-two. No, the third, they had the bases loaded when the guy hit the double. The first 2 guys scored. The third guy was thrown out at the plate. That's where Ryan got hurt. Called him out.
Second baseman, number 19, Tyrese Mitchell.
Is that a base hit, guys? Base hit for McKelvey. Brings up Tyrese Mitchell, and Moyer coming back out. I think he's going to change pitchers. He is. So Pacholi goes 5 1/3. 5 1/3 innings. Gives up 7 hits. 4 runs so far. 3 walks and 8 strikeouts.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? We know it means
Austin Ryman now in to pitch for Sheboygan. Austin making his 9th appearance, has a record of 2 wins, no losses. Does have 2 saves. Not a save situation tonight. And a line drive, base hit right down the line by Mitchell. And he's in with a stand-up double. Mckelvey pulls up at third. West Allis threatening to add to their 4-2 lead. Jonah Meidel is next. Ryman has gone 11 and a third innings. He's given up 7 hits. Does have 10 strikeouts. Bugaboo with Austin is he does have 9 walks. First pitch is in for a strike. Infield is back. Anything hit on the ground to second or short is going to score a run. Stelt is even with the bag at first. And Nice maybe a step behind the bag at third. All is fouled straight back. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryman comes in with an ERA of 2.38. Good stop by Christ. Remember Ross came in to replace Shane Ryan, who was injured on that play at the plate in the 5th. Fly ball out in the gap between right and center. Making the catch is the right fielder, Moses. He fires it in. Run's going to score. And Ryman doing his job, backing up the throw. So a sacrifice fly by Meidel scores another run for the Nationals. And Tyrese Mitchell doing a good job of base running, heads over to third, but there are 2 outs. 5-2 now, West Allis. Don't want to let them get too far ahead. Nathan Ade is up. Ade is 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch is a ball. Sheboygan with 2 errors tonight. West Allis has been pretty solid defensively. They have none. Good breaking ball by Ryman. Gets Ade to swing and miss. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch is just inside. Jarecki, the new pitcher for West Allis, is a late addition to their roster. They penciled him in for us up here in the booth. So no stats on him. Maybe I ought to look before I say that. Yeah, he did have that 45 ERA. Pitch is up high for a ball. Puts runners on first and third now. And brings up Griffin Dershing. Ooh, you don't like to have him up in this situation.
First baseman, number 00, Griffin Dershing.
So far tonight, Dershing has walked, struck out, and hit that looping single out to right field that Moses was not able to make a play on. Launches one, but it's going to go way foul. It went off the tank by the VFW club. Pitch stays up high, makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Got the live stream going down there. Good stop by Chris. What do you think we just put him on and go to the next batter? Yeah, 3-1. Why mess with him? Even Emily agrees with that call. Line drive foul. Looking at that game from the 16th of July, Dershing hit that grand slammer, but his first 3 times up, he struck out, flew out, and fouled out to the catcher. So maybe we can get him here. Neese sticks the glove out, and the ball stays in the mitt for out number 3. Dershing got robbed, and we're happy about it up here in the booth. At the end of 5.5, though, West Allis 5, Sheboygan 2. Josh Moses will lead off the 6th inning. I know Scott mentioned it when he was up here. I like to mention it too. Pay tribute, or at least thank the interns for all the work they do. Emily Cather helping me out on the live stream. Abby Bumgardner doing social media and attendance, although she gave up that job to Scott tonight. Rachel Klemp on graphics and photos. Emily Bringer doing the scorebook. Logan Skadan not here tonight, but he helps out with social media. Bryce Stahl is in marketing. And Emily, help me out. Who's the intern that does the team store?
Sydney.
Sydney, Australia? Pingator. Sydney Pingator. We got to get her name on the list. Picture night tonight. Club members had their pictures taken, interns and the team. Mr. Irish doing the photos. Does a great job with that. Irish Photography on South 12th Street. Give them a look. They do great work. Pitch is up and in for a ball. Two balls and one strike. Jarecki on the hill for the Nationals. Big fastball there. Threw it right by Moses. Swing and a miss. Jarecki strikes out Moses. We can hear the pop of the mitt up here on that fastball. Harry Stelt coming up. Harry is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Not a lot of base hits for Sheboygan. They've got 5 on the night. The big one being Josh Moses' 2-run homer in the first. West Dallas, however, able to overcome that 2-run deficit and then some, scoring 4 in the 5th and then a 5th run in the 6th, makes it 5-2. Harry with a big swing, but comes up empty. Jarecki showing the good fastball this inning. He had a strikeout last inning. He's got one already here in the 6th. Makes the count 3 balls and 1 strike. Jacob Neese on deck. Jacob doubled his last time up. Harry fouls it off. Three balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. West Dallas on top. Sheboygan looking to extend their 6-game winning streak. Burlington beat Kenosha 10-zip in State League action. Fly ball out to right. It's hanging up there and coming in and making the catch was Bourbon. That's going to bring up Jacob Neese.
Third baseman, number 17, Jacob Reese.
Yeah, we've talked about walk-off songs. Don't you think you've played that long enough? Not one of the more catchy walk-up tunes you've ever heard. If you can't hear it out there in internet land, you're not missing anything. That's according to CJ. Jarecki not looking like a pitcher who should have a ERA of 45, which is up and in. And then when you come with a pitch like that, it's hard to get comfortable in the box. Infield is deep. The outfield is straight away for the Nationals. Two balls and one strike to Jacob Neese. Daddy's over at first base. Kenny, first base coach. No swing by Neese. Makes it 3-1. Emily's enjoying her night tonight. She hasn't had to clean up after me. It's still early. Pitch is high for ball 4. Never too late. Jimmy Jurgensen up next. Jimmy can turn that fastball around.
Number 32, Jimmy Jurgensen.
Jarecki comes set. Can't imagine Neese is going anywhere. His run doesn't mean a whole lot. Don't want to risk him getting thrown out on the bases. Plus, with the first baseman holding him, that leaves a little more of an opening to right field. Which is high and away. Bisach going out and talking to his pitcher. Throw the ball over the plate, for God's sake. We got a 3-run lead. It's a long ride home. Almost 2 hours in, right, Bill? 2 hours and 8 minutes. Both Emilys are getting antsy now. And Abby doesn't care. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, Jurgensen with a big swing, but came up empty. Like to have that one again. Jarecki's pitch is right at the knees for strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. High and away. Loads it up again. On deck is T.D. Walker. And that pitch is ball 4. That brings the tying run to the plate. Walker singled his last time up. Timeout on the field. believe that's Brian Hunsinger that came out of the dugout to talk to Jarecki. All right, we're ready for action.
Center fielder, number 22, P.D. Walker.
With Nice on second base in the fourth inning, Walker singled to left, and a great throw by Aid got Nice at the plate. Had Nice been able to score, that would have given Sheboygan another run. First pitch by Jarecki to Walker is a ball. Jarecki got the first two hitters, struck out Moses and got Stelt to fly out to right, but since that point he's walked the next two batters, and the first pitch to Walker is a ball. No action in the West Allis bullpen. Pitch is outside. 3-0. Nathan Ebersole is on deck. He'd love to get up there to hit. And ball four. Loads the bases. And manager Steve Elliott is coming up. There will be a change for the West Allis Nationals. Now pitching for West Allis is Antonio Valadez. He's gone 13 and 2/3 innings, given up 14 hits, 14 runs, 11 earned. He's walked 9, has a very high ERA of 7.23. He'll be facing Nathan Ebersole. Pitch is a strike. Nathan is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Sheboygan has a tying run at first. Their pitch is a strike. There are 2 outs. You have to get some clutch hits to score some runs in this inning. Ebersole's the man to do it, though. Valadez looking in for the sign. He comes set at the belt. Pitch in the dirt. And a swing and a miss. And making the tag was Rezic. And that's out number 3, and that ends the A's 6th. At the end of 6 complete, West Dallas still leads at 5-2. Jackson Pottis now pitching for Sheboygan. This will be Jackson's 8th appearance of the season. He's pitched 20 innings, given up 20 hits. It's a good total in strikeouts with 23. Problem is he's walked 16. ERA is 5.40. The first batter he'll face is the third baseman, Aaron Gecks. Jackson's first pitch is a strike. Mentioned Jackson is from Sheboygan, pitched for Sheboygan North. Presently attends Heartland Community College. Big left-hander. Called, strike 3. Good pitch by Jackson. Brings up Kyle Kalkoff. Kyle's had a tough night tonight. Couple of strikeouts and a pop-up to short. This pop-up to short came with runners on second and third. A great opportunity to drive in some runs and just couldn't get it done. Ooh, that doesn't sound good, guys. No. What happens in the booth stays in the booth. Breaking ball hangs outside, makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Sheboygan down 5-2. It's getting late. We're in the 7th inning. Well, Kyle Kolkoff and Keith Bondi have not seen eye to eye all night, and it continues this at bat. Line drive out to a right center field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Firing it back in is the right fielder, Josh Moses. But Kolkoff has a single. See, sometimes having those strike called against you that you don't like is a good thing, because then it gives you another opportunity to swing the bat. And that's what Kolkoff did. Now he's got a base hit. Don't blame it all on the umps. They're actually very nice people. CJ. He shakes his head no. Charlie Bourbon up. Charlie's had a good night tonight. 2 for 3, and that last base hit, a bases loaded double. Scored a couple of runs. Fly ball out to center. Walker dropping back a couple of steps and makes the catch. 2 outs here in the 7th. The catcher Rezic is up for West Dallas. Doubled back in the 2nd inning. Was stranded on base. Coley pitching good at the end of that 2nd inning to keep runs from scoring. In his other 2 trips, he's popped a second and struck out. A wild pitch allows the runner Kolkoff to advance to second. One ball and 1 strike. There's 2 outs. Pretty nice sized crowd tonight. I believe Scott told us it was 143. Ball is fouled back. Makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sheboygan's next action will be tomorrow night here at Wildwood Park when they face the Appleton Legends in a game that's scheduled to start at 7:30. If you can't make it out to the ballpark, we'll be live streaming. Ebersole, nice play, coming across the diamond, gets the batter, and at the end of 6.5, 5-2 West Dallas.
I'm not usually... I've never really been into this sappy, corny, mushy garbage. You know what? I'm going for it. You are completely and utterly... Awesome. Great. I'm glad you showed up. In my life! I could never get through this world without you. You are really close to my... Heart!
I think I'm about to cry. Better not.
Every single time I...
Get down, get down!
There you are. You always have...
My back, my back! I'm so glad you're alive.
It's like all these tiny little things. Yes, things are serious and kind of important. You gotta hold it like a baby bird and
Please be quiet.
listen. You hear that?
That's a little something I like to call
Friendship.
All right, guys, we got teriyaki, honey barbecue, and mild. Enjoy. All right, DOA wings, hottest on the menu.
You got a problem?
Jake Follish leading off the 7th inning for Sheboygan. This will be Jake's first at bat. Remember, we had a couple of substitutions when Shane Ryan got hurt. Brandenburg coming in to pinch hit, and then some position changes, and Follish came into this spot to play second base. Ross Christ moved from his second base position to catcher. We're waiting for umpire Keith Bondy. He headed over to the dugout. I'm not sure for what reason, but he might be done for the ball game. Al Hochmuth is calling balls and strikes from his base umpire position out in the field. This is interesting. We haven't seen that this year. Ball is past the pitcher. Mitchell throws in time to get Follish on a 4-3 putout. Good play by Tyrese, and a nice scoop on the other end by Dershing. That brings up Ross Christ. I saw Keith Bondy walk over towards the dugout, and then he pulled his water bottle out behind the tarps. And then he talked briefly with Tim Moyer. Moyer gave him a pat on the back. And then I saw him disappear, what I thought was in the dugout, but apparently not. Don't be so cynical over there. He's a jailer. Just lock the door. He'll be a little late. One ball and one strike. Who's in the house? Ball hit out to center field, but drifting over and making the easy catch was Meidel. That brings up Mark Warner, the left fielder. Mark is 0 for 3 on the night. Got an umpire story for you guys. Got to the game a little bit late. I think it was maybe the bottom of the first, and walked in, was standing looking where I knew some people. I was going to go sit down, and there was a play on the field where the umpire turned to make a call, and all of a sudden he's just down in a heap. Jim Doden from Appleton. Jim was a lacrosse grad. We played baseball together. But Jim went down, and he hurt his knee pretty bad. And he was the base umpire. So Denny, he's looking around. Oh, there's Marty. We'll get him out on the field. So got there, did the rest of the game out as the field umpire. My partner, of course, who was behind the home plate to start the game, stayed there and made some money that night. CJ's not impressed. Anything has to do with an umpire, he's not impressed. Bouncing ball up the middle. Shortstop makes the play, Mckelvey, and that's the end of the inning for Sheboygan. Through 7 complete. West Dallas 5, Sheboygan 2. Leading off the top of the 8th inning is Christian Mckelvey. In Christian's last 2 at-bats, he's walked and scored, and singled and scored. He's had a couple of nice plays at short. That last ground ball from Warner, he was able to throw him out. It was one of those nice plays. Jackson Pottis' first pitch is in for a strike. So does Hawkmove get double pay? Well, hopefully, Keith Bondi's okay. We certainly wish him all the best. Committed umpire, committed official. He does football and I think he does some basketball too. Line drive out the center. Walker is going to have to play it on the hop. Mckelvey with another hit and another time on base. That brings up Tyrese Mitchell.
Second baseman, number 19, Tyrese Mitchell.
First pitch by Pottis is a strike. Pottis goes 6'3", 215 pounds. Big kid. He's only 19 years old. Mitchell is out on strikes, swing and a miss. First out of the 8th inning. Brings up Jonah Meidel. Jonah's last at bat, he hit a deep fly ball to the outfield to score a run. So he does have an RBI in the ball game. Mckelvey's on at first. Another first pitch strike by Jackson Pottis. Ball is popped up. Christ has a play and does not fall over his helmet and makes the grab, but second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Nathan Ade. Ade has had an interesting night. He reached on an error, struck out, and then he walked his last 2 times up. Scored a run back in the 5th. Ball is popped back out of play. Be interesting to see if Mckelvey tries to run now with 2 outs in the inning. T.D. Walker out in center is shaded a little bit to the right. Now he starts to come back a little bit to straightaway center. Back in the old days, this is how they used to do it with the umpires. One umpire, he'd umpire behind the pitcher's mound and call balls and strikes. Check swing is fouled by Ade. Did you ever see Steve Schwartz umpire a game, Bill or CJ, from Manitowoc? He's been umping, I'm not exaggerating this, he's almost got 50 years in. He's been doing it a lot longer than Bondi. But he still umpires when he does the plate with the bubble instead of with the chest protector kind. He carries that bubble around, pillow, cushion, or whatever you want to call it. Line drive, foul. I haven't seen Steve in a couple of years. I don't know if he's still umpiring. I don't know if he's the longest of or had the most years of any WIA umpire, but he's got to be up there. Nathan Aidfall, that ball straight back. I don't think that's Aid. This is Max Montgomery batting. Yeah, number 15. Max Montgomery batting. Falls it back. That's reciprocating. You guys help me out a little bit. Max Montgomery pinch hitting here in the 8th inning. And Max is an outfielder, so he'll probably move out to left field, or maybe they'll move Meidel to left and Max will go to center. That hit Montgomery on the leg. He's going to be okay. And that brings up Griffin Dershing. Looking on this sheet from a couple of weeks ago, Montgomery played center field a couple of weeks ago when West Dallas was here. Dershing is up. He's 1 for 3. Chris took one off the shoulder. And play stops for a second for Ross to gather himself. I tell you, those sting. You need a few seconds to bounce back from that. Pitch is outside. One ball and one strike. There's 2 outs, 2 runners on. Hard ground ball to Ebersole. He makes the play over to Follish for the force out. And that ends the top half of the 8th. It's still 5-2 West Dallas. Oh, yeah. We can't get the moon. It's just off your monitor. It looks really nice out there. Pretty full red. Anyway, back to the ball game. We're going to get it. CJ shooting the moon. All right. Literally did. It was very nice. Thanks, CJ. That was great. Hey, I was talking to Scott Maloff several weeks ago, and he said they have some kind of a camera operation where it can zoom around and take different kinds of shots, and you don't need an operator, you know, like you would a traditional, like you just did. you can do it by remote control. Maybe we ought to look into getting something like that. Yeah, I think it's a little maybe out of our price range. Maybe the city would buy it for us instead of fixing a street. Pitch is in the dirt. Makes the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. We got word that Keith Bondi had a diabetic issue and could not continue umpiring. Obviously, we wish him all the best. Pitch is behind Moses for ball 4. Good start for Sheboygan here in the 8th inning. It's going to bring up Harry Stelt.
Northwood Chemicals cleanup batter, first baseman number 19, Harry Stelt.
Normally, in a situation like this where your team is down and the pitchers have had some issues throwing strikes, you take a strike. Even if he barrels one right down the middle, take it. You never know. And just force that pitcher to throw strikes. If you can draw a walk, that's great. But we need our base runners. That strike evens the count at 1-1. Valadez has got a high ERA, so hopefully he can help us out. Walk a few more guys. Harry checks his swing but fouls it off. Moses is on at first. Remember, he hit that 2-run homer to account for the Sheboygan runs back in the first. Pop up second baseman Tyrese Mitchell makes the catch. And Moses has to retreat back to the bag. Brings up Jacob Neese.
Third baseman number 17, Jacob Leese.
Jacob is 1 for 2 with a walk. Right now, the tying run is in the on-deck circle. Jacob takes that first pitch for a ball. It's 5-2 West Dallas. Sheboygan trying to come back. Had a great opportunity in the 6th inning. Loaded the bases with 2 outs, but couldn't come up with the clutch hit. We mentioned it before, Sheboygan on a 6-game winning streak, trying to extend that to 7. But they have their work cut out here tonight, down 3 in the 8th inning. Swinging a fall right into the glove of the catcher. That makes the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jacob really battled in an earlier at bat, wound up getting a double. See if he can do that again. So much for that thought. Brings up Jimmy Jurgensen.
Designated hitter number 32, Jimmy Jurgensen.
Now you look at Antonio Valadez and his high ERA. He's certainly not pitching like that tonight. Hasn't given up any hits. And only 1 walk. He has struck out a pair. Pitch is outside. Makes the count 2-0. Tying run remains in the on-deck circle. T.D. Walker now. Valadez paints the outside corner for a strike. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Moses remains at first. Three and 1. Oh, come on, you guys. I'd have loved to have been a fly on the wall when I was doing the umpiring. Drive to deep right. Way back there. Gone for Jimmy Jurgensen. Steve Elliott coming out of the West Dallas dugout. Emily, let's take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we'll have some information on the new pitcher. Now pitching for West Dallas is Rob Coe. Coe has gone 12 innings, given up only 6 hits. He does have 16 strikeouts. Very low ERA of 0.75. And Walker with a great swing, but he came up empty. It's 5-4 now off of that Jimmy Jurgensen home run. There's 2 outs. We're in the 8th inning. Bouncing ball to Mitchell at second. Nice smooth play over to first, and that ends the 8th for Sheboygan, but not before they come up with a couple of runs. We're entering the 9th with West Dallas on top, 5-4. Leading off for West Dallas is their third baseman, Aaron Gecks. He's involved in that collision with Shane Ryan earlier in the ball game. First pitch is a strike. Antonio Valadez, his line, he finished 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, the big home run by Jurgensen. Gave up 2 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Jackson. Yeah, we got some news from John Donovan regarding Keith Bondi. He did find him in the parking lot. Keith was okay, but he did have a diabetic condition, needed to leave the game, and he'll be fine, and we're real happy to hear that. Keith is a great guy. So we thank John for coming up and letting us know, and big thank you goes to Emily for reminding me to say something. I got a good memory, fans. It's just a little short. Yeah, thank you, Emily. That's reciprocating. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just inside. Menasha has 5 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Sheboygan 4, 6, and 2. There's a call, strike 3. Gecks knew it. I think he's more mad at himself than he is the umpire. He knew he should have been swinging the bat. And that brings up Kyle Kalkoff. Kalkoff might be the only guy in the park that's glad to see Bondi gone. Not in a bad way, just didn't seem to get many calls at the plate that he thought he should have. But Kyle did single his last time. Up. Pottis has pitched a good ball game. In his 3rd inning of work. He's given up 2 hits. No walks. Struck out 3 so far. Line drive into right field, a base hit. That brings up Charlie Bourbon.
Right fielder, number 35, Charlie Bourbon.
Charlie's had an interesting night, 2 for 4. Made a really nice diving attempt early in the ball game in right field foul territory, and couldn't quite make the catch, but was able to bounce back, remain in the ball game. He was a little shaken up after that attempt. So on the injured did not return list is Shane Ryan with a banged up body, and Keith Bondi, our umpire, with a diabetic condition. It's a good night to be up in the press box. It's a little safer up here. Abby's back up here with us. Three and 0 is the count to Bourbon. There's 1 out. We're in the 9th. Sheboygan is down by a run. They got to keep him from scoring. First walk for Pottis, disappearance. That brings up Logan Resach and Moyer coming out. See if they stick with Pottis or if they make a change. Brad Reinflesh coming in. That's all for Jackson in this ball game. Had a nice outing. So far for Jackson, his line isn't complete yet because he left some runners on, but he's went 2 1/3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, and had 3 strikeouts. So far in the ball game, through 8 innings, West Allis has left 11 men on base. They've had opportunities, but for the most part have not been able to cash in. Sheboygan has left 6 on base. This will be Brad Reinflesh's 7th appearance. He has a record of 4 wins, no losses. He does have a save, not a save opportunity tonight. He's pitched 34 2/3 innings, only allowed 18 hits. That's quite good. Does have a high strikeout total, leads the team, as a matter of fact, with 53. And he's only walked 13 batters, so that's pretty good. His ERA is 0.78. So Moyer trying to keep West Allis from scoring here in the 9th and go to the bottom of the 9th, only down 1 run. Resatch will be the first hitter that Reinflesh faces. Pitch is a little high. Kalkoff is on at second base. Bourbon is on at first. Reinflesh comes set and delivers. Which is also outside. 0-2. We're down in the low part of the West Allis batting order. Number 8 hitter is up now. Another pitch off the plate. 3-0. Reinfresh gets that one in the strike zone, makes it 3-1. Pitch is fouled back. That makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes. One thing that's been consistent all night is we haven't had a breeze. That flag out in center field has just been on the pole sitting there. Hasn't been blowing at all. Temperature remains in the lower 70s. Beautiful night for a ball game. Might want to try to get out here tomorrow night. If you can't make it, we'll have our live stream. Breaking ball is in for strike 3. Reinflesh dug himself a hole at 3-0, but came back and got the strikeout. That brings up the number 9 hitter, Christian Mckelvey, who's had quite a night, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Kalkoff, like I mentioned, is out at second base. Bourbon over at first. The infield is back deep. Line drive. Foul behind the West Allis dugout. When we go to the 9th, it'll be the number 8 hitter for Sheboygan, Nathan Ebersole. And then Jake Follish. Then we head back to the top of the order with Ross Christ getting tongue-tied here. I need some more soda. Steve Reich. What did you say over there in the middle? I didn't hear you. Agua? You ain't got to drink no stinking agua. Pitch is high and tight. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The announcers, Bill and Mike, are trying to go alcohol-free this year. Taking a page out of Emily's book. Pitch is low and away for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. I would say deuces are wild. You know what deuces are, right? Girls, what are deuces? No, deuces are 2s. Slow roller. And making a scoop at first base on the low throw was Harry Stelt. Nice pickup and throw by Jacob Neese, but the play on the other end by Harry Stelt was outstanding. And that ends the top of the 9th as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Sheboygan's down 1, 5-4. Leading off the bottom of the 9th for Sheboygan is Nathan Ebersole. Nathan's got a hit tonight. Rob Coe still on the mound for the Nationals. He got that 3rd out in the 8th inning after the Jurgensen home run. Now he's going to start off the 9th. If Coe can close it out, he's in line for the save. And Bill and I were talking about this earlier in the game. It looks like Josiah Roundtree would be your winning pitcher. With the Rindfleisch being able to finish out the 9th inning, the final line for Pottis is 2 1/3 pitch, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Ebersole hanging in there. Swing and a miss. Pinch hitting for Sheboygan is Jacoby Andreas.
Pinch hitting for Sheboygan, number 39, Jacoby Andreas.
Jacoby's a big kid. Good power. Swings and misses there. Close pitches again. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Ball. Jacoby steps in. He's hitting .344 on the year. Has a double, a triple, and a home run. Mentioned he has good power. Christ is on deck. Pitch on the outside corner for strike 3. And that leaves it up to Ross Christ, our last chance.
Second baseman, number 31, Ross Christ.
Which is a strike. Which is in the dirt. Evens the count at 1-1. Sheboygan needs a run to keep their 6-game winning streak alive. Line drive out to left. It's going to be in for extra bases. Chris coming in hard. He slides in safe at second with a double. Good hustle by Ross. And Sheboygan's still alive. Mark Warner's up. He's overdue. Boy, that was a dandy hit by Ross Christ. Chris taking a good lead at second. He's going to be running like the wind if Warner can get a base hit. Outfield is medium depth, straight ahead. Pitches in the dirt. Great stop by the catcher. Rizech kept the runner on at second base. Count is 1-1. Swing and a miss. Sheboygan's down with their last strike and their last out. Swing and a miss on a high pitch, and that ends the ball game. Line score for tonight's game for West Dallas: 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. For Sheboygan, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors. The winning pitcher was Josiah Roundtree, with Rob Cole getting the save. Losing pitcher was Sheboygan starter Tyler Picholi. Our next live stream broadcast will be tomorrow night, Thursday, August 7th, on Friday, August 7th, when Sheboygan hosts the Appleton Legends in an NEW game that starts at 7:30. With that, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you down the road.